Half of unmarried people under 30 in Japan do not want kids. Report.
Here's a summary of the article.
Around half of unmarried people under 30 in Japan have no interest in having children, a recent survey by a pharmaceutical firm showed, with respondents citing economic concerns and the burden of childbirth and parenting as their reasoning. Of the 400 respondents between 18 to 29 years old, 49.4% said they do not want children, the highest percentage in any of the last 3 annual pregnancy white paper surveys conducted by Roto Pharmaceutical Co. By gender, it found that 53.0% of men and 45.6% of women are not interested in becoming parents, citing such reasons as the high cost and anxiety about Japan's future, the Osaka-based company said in late March. The results of the online survey conducted in January came after government data showed the number of babies born in the country last year dropped below 800,000 for the first time since records began in 1899. To reverse the trend of the declining birth rate in the rapidly aging country, the government in April launched the Children and Families Agency to oversee child policies, also including child abuse and poverty. The company's fiscal 2022 survey found that 48.1% of married men and women wishing to have children were cooperating with their partner's fertility efforts, according to the study also covering 800 married couples aged between 25 and 44. The figure marked a significant drop from 60.3% in the fiscal 2020 survey, with a company official speculating that people are spending less time with their partners as life gradually returns to normal following the coronavirus pandemic. Feature: Israeli sociologist wants societal rethink on ideals of motherhood.
This post received a score of 49,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
You can't trick a plant into growing. You just need to make the conditions super favorable, and it'll grow. Same for people having kids.
Sure, you can trick people into having kids, just don't give them access to decent education. Uneducated folk are more likely to pop out a bunch of babies even if the conditions aren't favorable and they aren't fit to raise all those kids.
Combine the trends of educated couples having kids later with the additional health and perceptual barriers for having children at advanced ages, you end up with a significantly lower birth rate for that population. Despite being satire, idiocracy is extremely relevant and accurate when it comes to educated versus uneducated population growth.
This begs the question, is idiocracy actually satire?
I am convinced that Mike Judge is from the future. He's just been telling us stories from his past.
The dude has had a seriously consequential career, that's for sure.
He gave us King of the Hill, I'll tell you what.
A lot of it is fun, but without financial stability and the time to do it's near impossible. There is stigma in the US about taking parental leave. Japan has blaring alarms telling them to support families, but they have a culture telling each and every person that the workplace is more important. Until Japan changes its culture to make families more important, supported, and destigmatized, then this will keep happening.
I had a Japanese co-worker on secondment to our office in the US when his wife gave birth. He came back to the office immediately after she was done giving birth straight from the hospital. Thankfully his manager sent him home to rest.
Your job and your work is the most important thing in your life. They call the younger generations lazy and entitled because we want to enjoy our lives and not just live for our job only. When he retired, his plan was to volunteer at the free clinic. COVID killed that plan and he was lost on what to do.
My father was a coach. A high school PE teacher and wrestling, football, baseball coach. He goes by some version of coach as his online handle. When he hurt his knee by slipping on some stairs escorting some students down the hall, he had no clue what to do with his life. Nonetheless, in a full leg cast in the beginning of his transition to retirement. I've never seen my father more aimless, or play Diablo 2 that much, his guilty pleasure.
I'm sorry to hear, but this is the real-life arrow in the knee incident. Hope he gets better soon.
This happened about 8 years ago. He's had his time since then. He and my mom had to move in with me for a few months while they sorted out buying a home near me after their current one sold quick. So thankfully he's doing better now.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.